Interesting. Okay, there we go. Take it into Facebook.
Hi, Zoom. Welcome. Welcome today. I see Adam.
Peace and blessing, family. Peace and blessing, Kinyofu.
Good morning. Hi, Taisha. Hey, out there at Facebook. Welcome. Hi, Teresa.
Want to see.
Catherine. Good morning. All right, so grateful to see you all here today. And as you come on in, just grab a seat. The first come, first get. So enjoy. Make sure that you have a glass of water. There's not much that you need. You might want to take some notes, but just be here to experience this day. Erja, what do you want to say to the peoples?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Mommy.
Good morning, Kinyofu. Good morning, Erja. How y'all doing this morning?
Morning, Adam.
I'm great,
Oh,
thank
wow.
you.
Peace and blessings.
Hi, Abimbola. Hi, hey, Sweetness. And Veronica. And so, yeah, so Facebook, today's topic is from parents to real estate partners, manufacturing dreams. And we're going to be, both Erja and I are going to be sharing our story on this path. And I do hope that you sit back and enjoy. Good morning, Kojo.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together.
All right. So we're going to introduce ourselves today as a start, and it would be me and it would be Erja presenting today. Our topic is from parents to real estate partners, and you all might remember that I'm a resilience coach and educator, and I'm seeking to stop generational trauma by rebuilding our personal and financial legacies. So I added that piece, rebuilding our personal and financial legacies, realizing that it's all one and intertwined. So I feel like we can't have resilience in our lives as individuals unless we also have the financial grounding. And that has been my personal experience. I'm great with pulling myself together on a personal level, and it's been a journey for me to pull myself together on a financial level. And I see that mirrored in the parents or anybody else who that I interact with. So I today's topic is sharing with you how I myself and Erja have blended those two together. Erja, you got to come off of mute.
Never muted myself. Oh, thank you. Awesome, awesome. Yes, that was lovely. I am out in the world, a home organizing coach. I support people in creating spaces. And what Kinyofu and I have embarked upon is just an extension of that. And it's really fascinating how you can be doing one thing and then like all these layers get added on. And in the beginning, you would never necessarily think, or foresee where you end up. And here we are today sharing that as, regular people, we can come together and make something very interesting.
Yes. And we are on a quest to manifest, and we're taking you with us. Who wants to come with us? Just raise your hand, drop an emoji or something. Just let me know that you're all with us. I looked up manifest in the dictionary, and it comes to I like the one I like is to be evidence of. So we're here in front of you to be evidence of. And manifesting, like there's so many levels to manifesting. Manifesting starts with a vision. Okay, so it actually starts with a thought, right? It starts with a thought. You gotta say, all right, this is what I want, right? And then it's backed up by emotion, like you really have to want it, okay? And that vision, having a vision helps to fuel that thing that you're manifesting. And then you have to take action. So the last 2 months has been that for me. And but the quest to manifest, my quest to manifest began years and years ago. Just being a young person in school, getting good grades, doing what I was supposed to do, getting a job, and doing a good job, being a good employee, right? Helping my managers, helping my coworkers, and learning all that I could, and feeling like that was going to manifest me something, that somehow my boss was going to recognize me. And in that recognition, just pull me up the line, right? Because that's the goal. You get a job and you're supposed to get advanced, promoted and so on. And I never felt like there was a good fit. The boss, everybody was doing their own thing. Everybody was just, the jobs that I chose. I didn't feel that camaraderie, that team. And so I would leave one job to go to the next job, and I would make more money, but it was still the same thing. It was just this rat race. Everybody is out for themselves. And I felt there was something more that I needed, something more. And I saw in my family, there was entrepreneurship. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna do something. I'm very talented. I started with my first job in graphic design. I was writing people's resumes and making flyers for them. And this is pretty much right out of a little bit after high school. And ever since then, I've had some business or another. And even tried some multi-level marketing businesses, more than I care to want to acknowledge to all of you. I did have a passion or a beginning passion for real estate. And I took Rich Dad, Poor Dad courses. I think I took some other things along the way. Erja and I shared in this. And the whole vision was that I would learn what I learned and give back to others. And I did do that. And you all have seen me give back. You've heard me speak about women's groups, red tents, right? And my parenting courses. And I did these things before COVID. I did these things before Wake Up Everybody. I did these things way back. I had a newsletter called Positive Vibrations. I don't know if anybody goes back that long. So yeah. Anyhow, there was always something more that I felt like I needed to have in order to create, so that I can manifest and so that I could attain this peace in myself. And I'm still a work in progress. But I'm going to stop now, let Erja continue.
That was great. I've personally, I was adopted, and so with that, I just always had a quest for family, and so that was my starting place. So working was not my starting place necessarily. So it was just all about family. Created, 3 children, or took care of 3 children, and a husband and a mother. And with that, my mom, my parents divorced. That's the end. But my dad had shown me how to create and renovate an apartment building. And so from 9 or 10 years old, I got to witness that, the birth and, reconstruction of a space. And I got to pick up a sledgehammer, and he taught me to do a lot of things. And that was the beginning of my journey of, loving homes and property. And then, just before then, being moved from a home. So just like home, it's just been on my mind, and in different ways. And so my dad trained me how to be a landlord and a property manager. And then I took that on with my husband. And we had a 2-family, we had a 6-family. My dad ended up creating 8-family building. And so I thought that was going to be, what I stepped into. My parents would pass, and then I would, be the heir to the throne. And that did not happen. My mom ended up selling the building and doing her own thing. So that was just an awkward moment. However, just, when these things happen, you detour. We've been detouring like all in 2020, and just coming up with something different on how we're going to live our lives. And so, Kinyofu and I have ended up coming together and building this thing right here. And I've tried a lot of things, and as she said, she's a work in progress. I'm definitely, the same, and I think we all are until the day we die. And I will continue to, try different things, because it's fun. So I've tried multi-level marketing concepts. I've been a landlord or a property manager. I've started investment groups. I've participated in investment groups. Done Millionaire Mind like 3 times. Rich Dad, Poor Dad courses, real estate courses. Like, it's just so many layers and layers. And so the challenge has always been getting to the end, and putting all that I've learned together to actually do the thing and be successful with the thing. So that has been the challenge so far. And kind of closing and following through to the end. Starting is fun and exciting and exhilarating. I think I could take courses like every day, all day long, but it has to amount to something. And so for me, what I put in place in my life is the notion of help. And so in my thrift store that I've created in the pandemic, it's the notion of helping. So helping people solve their home problems, whether they're moving in or moving out. And then in turn, creating this as a viable business and structure such that I can employ other people that are in reentry or in transition. So it's just a whole notion of help. Like, how can I help? How can I use my life, to support people, to better the world, to make my mark, like all of those things. And here we go, 2022.
Yeah, it is 22. I feel like my family made their mark. I look, and I mentioned that I grew up in a an environment of entrepreneurs, and some of those entrepreneurs were in real estate. So my great uncles, multiples of them, came from Barbados and moved here and went right into real estate. So my I don't know how many, there might have been at one point 20 houses in the legacy of my family. When I came to be, I don't think there were that many. So the houses were sold off or lost or something, right? So there was mismanagement, misunderstanding, lack of communication, things like that, that happened, that had things not go perfectly. However, we still have houses in the family. So it was my joy to know that my grandmother had a house. She had two houses, in fact, and my mother had a house. And when my father moved away, he got a house, and over, maybe he had 3 houses over the course of his experience in Colorado. And so I would see my grandmother, spend a lot of time with my grandmother. And so the other house was in the next block. And it was actually on the way to my grade school. And I stayed at my grandmother's house during my grade school years, Monday to Friday. And then I went home to my mother's house on weekends. My grandmother will always have some tools in her purse. Why? Because she never knew when she was going to get a call or run into a tenant that said, oh, the plumbing is broken or whatever. So she would stop by the house too. She was going to pass it. She was going to stop by it to check on the tenants. She would go there to collect rent. So I would hear a lot of the stories. I love going to the houses. I love peeking in the tenants' apartments. And sometimes the tenants had children, most times not, but it's just kind of nice to do something different. So we had that. I knew, and so knowing that there was something more, I wanted to learn as much as I could. And I did enroll into the Millionaire Mind workshops, Millionaire Mind seminars. I forgot their name, it's been so long, but there were so many other seminars that was attached to that, right? And all of it was about how we can grow ourselves personally, but also grow ourselves financially. And lots of things were presented for us to do. There were vending machine workshops. There was real estate workshops. There was writing blogs and for money workshops, creating videos, like all these things that I enrolled myself in to learn to do. And so I gained all this information. So it's in here, right? And now it's like wanting to come out. And it's been coming out over the course of time. So I want to say, I met Erja at Millionaire Minds. I had gone to it a couple of times, enough time to know that I wanted my children to get a piece of it. So I brought both of my children to the workshop, and I'm going through the process and enjoying it. And they're young adult, no, they're young, they're teenagers. They're how old?
They're like 15.
15.
Mine, I think, was 15.
So if your son was 15, my son was about 15, my daughter was about 13. And they were bored. And they went roaming around and found each other. So I'm sitting listening to his workshop, know nothing about Erja. And my daughter, somebody comes to me and they say, hey Mom, we want you to meet Shane. So Shane is, go Erja, Shane is your son.
Yeah, and that was all she wrote. I've just been on a quest ever since after that. I didn't know that was not your first time attending Millionaire Mind with the kids.
No,
you were there before.
I've been there before. had been volunteering. So yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, my son was somewhat interested, but yes, he was very happy to find you guys. So that was interesting. Makeup.
Right. That was very exciting. So so the children brought the adults together. And so I think we sat together for maybe the part of the conference, if not the rest of it. And then we exchanged numbers, and in our communications, we just saw that there were so many things we had in common. and we were, we were great support. We are a great support to each other. We would learn together and we play together. Y'all in Brooklyn, you'll know we were running the streets. So, yeah, or just this is me. I'm gonna talk a little bit about my purpose, and which are some, you'll know, my purpose is to inspire generations of resilience from wombs to classrooms, and sometimes Zooms. I have been creating workshops and programs, and my major target has been women and children, and together they make families. And I always had a dream to teach. I remember being a child and setting up my chairs and putting my dolls and the dog, there and with my blackboard. So here I am, learning things and sharing what I'm learning then and now. And always felt there was something else to learn. And inside of that, there is this feeling that there's not enough. I'm learning, but it's still not enough. I'm not enough. I need more. I'm grateful to have this purpose, right, that I created for myself through my work with Be the Tree, which is a women's rites of passage, which is coming up for enrollment, y'all. So anyway, I am a work in progress, and it's just something I've encountered, this thing that we're talking about now that we're going to get into real soon. This thing has propelled me in a way that I've never seen before. So for me, these last 2 months have been a whirlwind, and I've been surprised at myself. It's not about learning more because I need to feel, it's about learning so I can do and being in action. Yeah, Erja.
Cool. I'm going to pose a question. How many of you have felt like you were either going in circles, as we had described, or just not landing where you intended? It's like you're going and going, you just haven't reached that place yet that you were aiming for. And in what way? You can type it in the chat.
Yeah.
Kinyofu, would you like to bring some voices in? You both have been so generous with the sharing, the foundation, that has propelled you into this, not realizing that you were being prepared back then, getting all your tools, all your skills for such a beautiful time as this, that you can come and share this with the community. So is there anyone in the community who has a burning desire to share from the questions that's been dropped in the chat? Have you felt yourself in circles, going around in circles, not landing where you intended? I know a lot of us in this space have, and some of us might be there now. So let's see. If we have no volunteers,
she says me. I don't know. Miss J Divine says Luther Vandross over here. What did I miss? Come on, Z.
Can we find out what the Luther Vandross thing is about first? Because I'm wondering too. How to talk, but I want to know. That's going to be bugging me, so I'll be distracted.
Okay, got me going in circles. Okay. That's right. That's the song he sang.
Oh.
yes.
Okay. Earlier, something one of you said, I don't remember which one, about, well, both of you have talked about being a work in progress, and I'm a perpetual work in progress. I think we all are. I think Erja said the same thing, and I wrote in the chat, I'm realizing that talking about getting to the end. I said, I'm realizing that the end is when we're not here on this side anymore. We will always be growing until we're not. So, but that going in circles thing, yeah, that's been my life story for, I don't know how long. I can't remember when it wasn't my life story. And Kinyofu, you gave me Millionaire Mind for my 50th birthday. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh,
I broke-
I didn't remember. Great.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I can't even what way, I don't even know how to articulate that. It's just like my life story. I'm always working on something and not feeling like I'm getting anything completed. It's been like
Yeah.
that for a long time. Yeah.
So I think one of the things we can do is to give ourselves grace. So even though I say I've done this, I've done that, I've tried this, I've tried that, I feel like I've always had grace. I love learning. And so if nothing else, I'm feeling myself, right? So, and I also felt that things will fall into place at some point. Going
I can
around in
relate to that.
circles, sometimes you need to.
I'm a student and teacher. That's part of my definition of myself. I'm always learning and I'm always sharing what I've learned. So yeah, I can relate to that. And in that regard, I'm pretty good. It's just seeing something solid from what I'm learning, seeing myself create something that I can identify, that's something tangible, is where I seem to fall short.
Right. I don't want to make this a Be the Tree advertisement, but I just feel like it helps me a lot to be so closely connected to Be the Tree and really creating my purpose. Everybody that is in, goes through Be the Tree has to come up with a purpose. And I think my purpose, so I created my purpose in my cohort, and maybe every other year I changed it. And it was a refining of it because I began doing the work. I began to see myself. The mirror that I will hold up to myself got clearer. So I was able to create the purpose. And then I'm in action. So that brings to me what it is that I'm looking for, because I'm saying it, because I'm seeing it, because I'm feeling it. And that's my solution. Is like, you can do Be the Tree, or at least do some deep introspective work.
Yeah, 19 is supposed to be my one, so I set that intention.
Erja, do you have something to add for Z?
I'm thinking that, that we all have things that we're good at and things that we're training ourselves to do or practicing. And that's fine. It could just stay that way, because you're just going to have a balance of that kind of life. Like, there's things that you're good at and then you accumulate those. And then there's always going to be things that you're not so good at that you want to teach yourself. And so I found myself in a place of, with the thrift store, just doing a lot of what I'm good at. Like, I tangibly move things around. Like, I get to do that all day long. And so you get to a point of realizing that I'm doing too much of the things that I'm good at. I'm ready to add on something. And so you just keep adding on, the next piece of yourself that you're going to learn, that you're going to grow into, and you just keep adding them on.
That's
Yeah.
so beautiful. That is so beautiful. And as well, I would love to add this is what day? This is day 500 and how many? 8. So we have a plethora of tools that has been given to us more than the 508 days that we've been here, because we get gems dropped throughout our sessions. And those are tools for us to put in our little bag and use that to shift. So when we shift, we can be prime examples of what we're seeing before us. Kinyofu did the work, and so she's able to live in her purpose. So yeah, the option is there. The offer is there to come to Be the Tree Sisters. Come where you can find your purpose, where you can find out who you are, You can work through the things that have been blocking you so you can then later on blossom, just like you see these two beautiful sisters are before us. All righty. So we do have hands raised. I want to acknowledge that we had Aaliyah's hand raised if she wants to come off mute and share if she's still in the space.
Yes, thank you so much, Coach Charmaine. You know this. I'm sorry. I was washing dishes and Coach Kinyofu, she said something that was so powerful, but I just want to make sure that I got it right. When she talked about, or Coach, when you talked about learning, and you said you realized that you learned to do and for action, it just sounded like it should be on a t-shirt. Can you repeat that if you remember?
Was it, was it that you have to have the thought and then the vision and then the action? Was it that?
When you talked about how you're like a lifelong learner, like how you loved learning, and then you got to a point where you realized that, you know what, the knowledge that you gained was like for action and to do. Am I quoting you correctly? I just want to make sure, because it just was like, wow.
Yeah, I don't remember what I said, but I do. I think, but I'm receiving so much. I'm receiving so much, and I get to do something with it, right? And the things I was doing came out in little pieces in different ways, and I don't really know. I'm not sure. I don't think I'm where you're at right now.
Okay.
I don't know what I said.
But it was like more about like, you know how sometimes you learn, like you know, go get your master's, go get your PhD, or you take these courses, you go to these seminars, and then at some point it's like, okay, I have this knowledge. You have the theory, but is the theory good without practice? And I guess no. But not practice only for oneself and one's family, but also for community. I just want to make sure that I'm thinking right in terms of what you're putting forth.
Right. So okay. So I don't know if still don't know what I said, but I understand what you're saying. So I know it came from me, because I know that if I learn something, if I keep it here, it's not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to grow from what I learn, right? So I learn by doing. So when I if I like hula hoop, I picked up the hula hoop right recently. So if I took a class, I learned the hula hoop, and then I don't hula hoop, I'm not going to learn. I'm not really learning it, I'm forgetting it. And so by me hula hooping, I can hula hoop in front of my daughter's babies, and they're looking at me. So they're seeing that I can hula hoop and they want to hula hoop. So it's like I'm in action and I'm enforcing it for myself. And I'm also inspiring others. And then I teach and then I learn. Get it? So that's the cycle that I'm seeing.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much. And also thank you for mentioning that you change your purpose every year and it's about refining. That's like, yes, that's like so cool. I didn't even think about that. So once I have achieved my purpose, I will definitely look forward to refining it. So thank you for sharing that. And I'm complete.
Sure. And the refining just means that I'm using words that really match my heart. So in the beginning, it was like all these words that felt good, that looked good, but it didn't hit. And now my purpose hits. And I don't know that I'm going to be changing it again. This really feels, it fits everything that I do.
Yes. I understand. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Okay, beautiful. I want to acknowledge that we do have two hands raised, which is Coach Shan and Sister Teresa. But I want to read some comments that came in from Catherine. She shared that this is all in regards to the circle question. Find yourself in circles. I am finding balance with self and my gifts at this present time. Then we have Miss J Divine, Janetti's mom, so got me going in circles. And then we have Coach Catherine, who's saying, I so feel like I'm going in circles. And that really jumped out at me. And so I'm compelled to ask Coach Catherine if she can come off mute and just share with us why you so feel, what's going on, why you so feel that you're in circles.
Good morning, family. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
All right, I'm driving, so I may not be able to, I can't put on my camera. But I do feel that way. I feel like I I've been doing the same work for a really long time. And although I reinvent myself, I constantly am stretching. But I just feel like the foundational aspects of what I do leaves me just kind of spinning my wheels, sometimes being stuck, as well. And not being able to figure out the next movement. And I think more recently, since I've had so many transitions, so many deaths in my family, I've been really feeling like I'm spinning my wheels, like not being able to figure out what's next. And that's been a challenge.
Yeah, it's time. Just take the time.
Yeah. Sometimes there's urgent things that need to happen, so time is not it's not a luxury. But I do understand, like just taking the time to grieve, not being so hard on myself. But when you have kids and house and things that you need to do, like there are things that you have to make moves on, and it's really been I've been in a space just to get really transparent, even when my father's transition, like just not having just being super emotional around just putting just sharing his death certificate, right? Like that's been really hard to get some paperwork done. I've done a lot, but there's still some business that I need to wrap up, and that's been it's really, really difficult facing that reality. So in that, just still kind of just spinning my wheels, and so
Yeah, I hear you. I know, you just do the best that you can and don't beat yourself up. And if you can't do something, reach out for some support so you don't have to do it alone. And as a parent, like there's lots of things to juggle. I remember just being in this space, like, wanting to, just looking forward to having an opening where I could step out to create, to think, to be, to remember who I was, and to vision what I can be. And it's just time.
I received that. Thank you.
And Coach Catherine, if I may add, what is coming up in the chat is give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. And what I'm going to offer to you is, even though you may not see the light at the end of the tunnel, you know the light is there. Hold on to it. Look for it. Hold on to it.
I feel like Erja wants to say something.
I have a lot to say. Just to simplify my feedback to you, and piggybacking off of Kinyofu, is to get support. Don't go it alone. And there's so many things that we can always do. Like, it seems like I don't know what to do next, or I don't know where to turn. However, there's more than one way to skin a cat. There are so many options. We can get creative and just do things that somebody else might not think make any sense, but find ways to take care of you. Sometimes we set up our lives this way, and that is a thing that I constantly ask myself, especially when my life isn't going where I want it to go. It's like, why did I set my life up this way? And so I keep toiling and working and meditating and getting creative on how to put my life in the way that I want it to be. And it's a bit by bit thing. So there are, I don't know, death doulas or people that support people, that have loss. There are, different tools that I've heard of and used in Scientology. Like, there are just so many tools out there. You would just pick one. And so this notion of, going in circles also, It's like just picture chaos, and you're trying to tame the chaos and confusion of your life. And so you're, out in the street, and there's like all these papers blowing around, everything's blowing around. It's like you're overwhelmed, you don't know where to start, which way do I go first? It's a mess. And so really, to gain control, you just grab one of those pieces of paper, you deal with them one at a time. And that is the only thing to do. Just that one piece at a time, and you make a difference there, and you build up yourself, your stamina, your feeling of success, fortitude, and then you can move on to the next thing. So just one thing at a time.
Beautiful, beautiful. I know that we had Coach Shan had her hand up. Coach Shan, you coming in this space? Chantal?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay.
Good morning. It was a great segue with Kinyofu talking about her purpose declaration and how she's always modifying it, and Catherine talking about going in circles, because I'm at a crossroads with both. So I feel like every day I wake up, do the same things, and just work, crank out work, and then I feel like where is it going? What's the purpose? So I'm just like a robot almost sometimes, and just cranking things out, but not sure where I'm going, what direction I'm going in, or what the goal is. So just to sum it up, Catherine, I think we should play. We should have some time where we sit together and take that time, make that time to sit and think about what is the purpose, where are we going, and how are we getting there with intention, and not just allowing time to go by, or providing deliverables to people, and not thinking about our own next steps, and without intention. So just hearing both of you talk about that, I'm inspired to make the time to think about those things, answer questions, some prompts to get my brain started, and making a plan, because I don't want to just wake up every day, do the same thing, and then go back to sleep. It's like, what is it all for? And that's the big question for me. What is it all for? What's the end goal here? And I'm not sure what my end goal is right now. So I appreciate you all speaking about this, and looking forward to putting some things together, Catherine, so we could both get through this together. and like you, Kinyofu, my purpose declaration looks nothing like what it did 4 years ago. And I'm happy about that. My purpose is ever changing. My life is ever changing. I'm always evolving. God sends me on different assignments. So my purpose is not the same as it is every year. So everyone knows who might have difficulty with that. It's okay. It's normal to switch that up, because we change as well. Thank you. I'm complete.
Ashe, beautiful. And I'm gonna have to jump on that. The three of us gonna have to be accountable partners.
Yes.
I'm in a circle myself, but I'm holding on to that light that I know that's at the end of the tunnel, even though I can't see it. I'm holding on to it because that light is high vibrational. Staying dark in the tunnel doesn't serve me, but holding on to that light does. And so that's what I do. Now bring in Sister Teresa in this space, and then we'll have Veronica, and then we'll go. If that's how you want to go, Coach Kinyofu, let us know how you want to go.
Yeah, well, we'll get to where we want to go. I really am grateful that people want to share. I want to say to Chantel, and to you, is that this light that you see, Chantel, Charmaine, is the light that's illuminating your vision. So keep your vision strong, and Chantel, take small actions, and I think something's going to pop. Teresa?
Yes, sisters, let me tell you something. Y'all don't know how powerful you are in the work that y'all do to change people's lives. And there is a lot of emotional stuff going on because of the retrograde. And so we can't allow the mess of the retrograde, but y'all create stuff. Y'all bring peace to people's lives. Y'all bring happiness to lives. And I think what I feel Spirit saying to me is that we have allowed the world systems to dictate, like, I'm in a circle, whatever. And it's like, we are right where we're supposed to be at. You are right where you're supposed to be. being in the place that you at is a great place, because I've been in circles and I've been feeling like, oh, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. And I didn't embrace the gratefulness of where I had come from. And I've been around all of y'all. Y'all have grown so much. Yeah, y'all going through some hellified stuff, and we all do. But just look at all the lives that you're changing. Chantel, you doing some awesome work. You changing children's lives. Sister Catherine, your work with Africa, it just makes me want to see in another world that Kinyofu, the work that you do. I mean, I'm so proud of you and your friends on here. And it's like, Charmaine, lady, y'all rock. And I just want to encourage you is that I was in a class last night and they was talking about our unlearned behavior. It's like we have learned to like say that whatever we're not doing is not a good place and is right where we're supposed to be at. It's like I have gone through a lot of transactions in the last couple of weeks, but I am right where I'm supposed to be at, and I'm enjoying it. And I'm just and the guy said, instead of getting up in the morning looking at your phone, he said, just take 15 minutes and spend time with yourself, and just tell yourself, how awesome. And just speak life into yourself. And I'm telling y'all, sisters, your lights are shining so bright, more than you realize. And it's the trick of the evil one out there to have you thinking that where you at is not a great place. And it is. Let me tell you something. Y'all make me proud to be part of this woo, the be the tree, all of that stuff. I am becoming who I am because of y'all. Y'all made me want to live a better life than I've ever wanted to live. Being with Be the Tree, with being part of the group that I'm with now, all of that has made me be who I am. So if you don't see, if you in a place where you feeling like you ain't, look at me. Look at me, y'all. Okay, because of y'all, I am where I'm at right now. I created an NFT this week, a beautiful NFT. So I'm adventuring and stuff because of y'all. So the hell with that stuff that's in your head that you ain't doing nothing. And sister Catherine, I heard something else that you said, and I don't like for you to call me, but I am prosperous because of y'all. So whatever that shit they're telling y'all ain't doing, y'all ain't circle. No, you ain't. Because of y'all, I am here. I am living a life that I never ever thought about living, didn't want to even think about it. And because of y'all. So whatever tells you that you ain't, because of y'all, I'm here. Because of y'all, ladies, in this group and woo, I am where I'm at because of y'all. So when I start feeling bad, I be like, girl, that's not what woo would do. That's not what Be the Tree would do. So the hell with that. Look at me and say, Teresa is growing because of y'all. Y'all
Teresa,
are growing. Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna say you're growing because of you, because you chose to come on to Wake Up the first day and the next day and the next day. You choose every day, every moment of every day is your choice. This is your doing. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted, Teresa.
I didn't know how to do it because I didn't know how to do what I'm doing.
I know.
Before me.
But it's the fact that you saw Wake Up Everybody, right? So you saw something was happening and you said to yourself, you had the thought, oh, gee, let me check that out. Okay. Inside of your first day at Wake Up, you said, oh, I have a vision. There's something that connected to what you wanted. And you took action. Stayed the end to the end at 8 to 8:30. Then you signed off. The next day, you took more action. Repeat, right? Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. That's your doing. We're here to give you the plates, the food's on the plate. You don't have to eat it.
That's true.
But you've been eating it, and that's your doing. And so I just want you to acknowledge you're acknowledging us. Thank you. But acknowledge yourself.
Well, I appreciate that, Kinyofu. I am acknowledging myself because I'm doing things that no one has taught me how to do. And I'm proud of myself. But I just want to encourage them to let them know is that y'all being here is a reason why I can show up every day, because I know when I come on here that my life is that I'm going to be fed and loved on and cherished and honored. And so the fact that I have y'all to push. Cause there's times when I be going through some shit, I be like, hell no. And I like, no, I gotta get on here because I need help today. So y'all help me. Y'all help me being the better woman that I am today. Like the title of my thing was a bowl of hearts. I became a bowl of hearts to myself. And that's the greatest gift I could have ever given myself, to become a bowl of hearts to myself. I love y'all sisters and brothers and whoever's on here. And I'm complete.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's 7:56. I want to acknowledge everyone who is here and needs to leave to go to work or wherever you go. This is obviously live streamed on Facebook, so you can catch the playback, and the admin will be dropping our information in the chat. All right, so I'm going to put an end on the comments from, I'm going to have Veronica share and then Brandon share, and then we need to get back into our conversation.
Good morning. Good morning. When I was listening, I ran and got my Be the Tree vision mapping, which I did. I was in cohort 7 or 8, which was a long time ago. And on my map are all these circles. We're just going in circles. And I looked at the map, at the 5 circles, and they're all attached to the center circle. And sometimes it feels like we're in that circle that's not attached to the other circle, and we keep going around in circles, but we're really still connected to our vision. Because there are little pieces of this and little pieces of that. And as we were doing that exercise, I remember so vividly, Kinyofu, because you were there with us, with me, and we were on the floor creating this vision, which was a circle, in a circle, with circles around the circle. We're continually going in circles. And sometimes we're in a circle where we feel like we're isolated and we're all alone, but we don't stop and look around and see that there are a whole bunch of other circles that are just around us. And so at first, when somebody puts going in circles, I think they were trying to say that, oh, this conversation is not going nowhere or something, you know? But it's so powerful because we're constantly searching for the essence of ourselves. I'm constantly searching. I get up every morning and I turn on Woo, and I feel so connected, like Teresa. Yesterday morning, there are times that I don't want to comment. I just want to listen and suck it in, because the lessons are constantly coming to us. And I give thanks for Be the Tree, because I still have my vision circle. I still am connected. There's some things I need to take out of it, and there's some things I need to add to it. But it's still the essence of me. I'm not going to change my circle. I might add to it, delete from it, but it's the essence of who I am. And I'm so grateful for this conversation. And I also say to Catherine, because I have experienced loss, make a list of all the things that you need to do. And I do only one thing a day. One thing that I need to accomplish. I maybe start it, and then the next day I say, okay, I'll finish it tomorrow. I don't try to do a whole bunch of stuff because it just doesn't work. And I am so grateful for Be the Tree and the creation of those circles that we did on that floor in Brooklyn. I give thanks. I give thanks that Kinyofu, you were there. I saw you. I remember us creating our vision circle and you being a coach. I'm so grateful. I am complete. God bless you all.
Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you for that.
And the question of circles came up because we have this, we tend to find ourselves in this space and feeling like we're not going anywhere, right? But you mentioned about being alone, and in the circle, you're not alone. And that's why I like to create groups and circles. Thank you, Veronica. Brandon.
Good morning, family. This is a great discussion. As Chantel and Teresa was talking, even with Catherine, what was coming up for me was almost like defining your purpose. Because for some, and this is, I guess, has almost been kind of one of my struggles or wrestles over the last few years, is sometimes what I do for work in terms of like employment or career may not always be associated with purpose. And so sometimes I think I'm not, necessarily operating in my purpose because my 9 to 5, per se, may not be in line with the two. So I've always, that's always kind of been like a dichotomy for me. And as I was listening this morning, I kind of got some clarity that you don't necessarily, your employment and your purpose, they can be two separate things. Because one is just how you support your purpose. And so having that clarity of your purpose, is, that's really kind of what's coming up and very clear for me. So thank you all for this conversation.
Yeah, the support. It's great when you can align the two. Have your purpose support you. Just have your purpose support your purpose. And yeah, that I feel like that's the path that we're on now, myself and Erja. And we're just reflecting back on the circles that we created in our lives. And there's that light that is pulling, and it's just to keep holding on to that vision and acknowledging and being grateful, hold gratitude for what you have. Yes, that job is helping you. That's the gratitude. That's being grateful for that job because you see that there is a reason for it. Erja, what you got? You're muted.
Yeah, there's this is all great stuff. We all have something to contribute and in our own unique way. And I was just thinking of some of my family members may not agree with my path, and just personally I just put out there to respect my path and to respect other people's path, and mine doesn't look like yours, and like there is no comparison. And once you start comparing, you're not being fair to yourself. And so just looking at what you have to appreciate and having that be the heavier conversation. I'm so happy and grateful now that, and you fill in the blanks. And it could be very simple. So just a lot of monkey mind, going on, and it serves as a distraction. So where everyone is fine, because that is a part of your journey. And if you want it to look like something else, then you'll have a thought and manifest in the way that Kinyofu described earlier. And everyone is fine. We're just so used to making things wrong. And someone alluded to this earlier, like the way that we're doing it is wrong. The way that we're thinking about it is wrong. Like, everybody has so much to say. And, my part of my purpose is around supporting people, mainly through their, home challenges. At the same time, we have conversations about limiting beliefs. And so just to, bit by bit, be able to dismantle that. And that is a journey. It's an interesting journey. It can be scary because you can be by yourself, and people aren't necessarily in line with your thinking. However, somebody fed us some beliefs a long time ago, and we attach them to ours, and they're not. And so it's so important to just look at every thought that we have and inquire, like, is that something that I want to keep? Like, is that me? And only, pick the things that you want to have, the beliefs that you want to have in your life. Like, this is how I'm going to operate. Like, you just be very intentional, just slow down enough to see what's going on up in here. Like, what am I going to keep? What's going to come? What am I going to allow to come out of my mouth? Like, nope, don't say the things that you aren't, wanting to create. Like, stop saying those things. There's just, there's a lot of different ways that you can go about the journey. And Kinyofu and I have taken on doing, exactly what we're talking about inside of the work that we're doing and helping other people, which we will get to in a minute. I'm going through our slides and it's like, whoo boy, we have so much more to cover. And what is fun about our journey is, Kinyofu gets to bring in what it is that she likes to do and how she does things. And then we, then I get to do the same. I get to pull out what I'm good at. And so we've just become so far, and a very good team. And so we're going to do this teamwork, until we come up with some other big plan separately or together. And it's like, just to value and honor the other person and what they're good at, and be gentle and have grace for the things that they're not good at. And then the other person would pick up the slack. And then if there's something for us to, learn individually, we've been taking that on. And, we also are mirror reflections of ourselves. That's a thing, a thoughts, but not what I want to say. It's like, I get to be okay with where I'm at, because I know that I have Kinyofu there to back me, and then I have her back. And what is so noticeable is that we both have this a similar work ethic. And it's kind of like, you don't get to know a person until you live with them. So partnering with someone, you get to know more about them. And I just, see Kinyofu as a more valuable player now that we're playing this particular game. It's like, wow, she can do all of these things. Like she just is more seemingly intense than I am at, dogged determination and getting things done and researching. And wow, like I thought I was a bit of a Tasmanian ambition type person. So what we have, and that what we're sharing with other people, is genuinely a caring and a process. And are we gonna get to that soon? The juicy stuff?
Yeah,
Okay.
we are. I do want to say, like, wanted to talk about the breaking point, and I think that you all that have shared are actually there, and it's that breaking point that makes things work, right? You get to that point and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't anymore, and then it gets easier. Like, oh my gosh, did it really get easier? Are things beginning to make sense? So that's where the time comes in. That's where the patience comes in. Like, it will come, and just stay focused. And I made the decision. The thought that led to the action in my decision was like, I need to shit or get off the pot. I've been sitting there so long, right? Receiving. I'm eating. All right, now I gotta do something. It's gotta come out.
Eating another course.
Right. And so, I had to put on my big girl panties and to do some things. So yeah, what is it? What are the things? I decided I was focusing on learning. And it was attraction, law of attraction, right? Being discerning about who I have in my life, having that person share information with me, following that information, knowing what it is I'm looking for. And in doing so, a conversation led to a YouTube led to some information that I was like, oh my gosh, it like summed everything up for me. And I gotta do this, I'm gonna do this. And I jumped. So what did I do? I heard couples speaking about real estate. They were speaking about real estate from the perspective of mobile homes. I hadn't thought anything about mobile homes before, but I had taken real estate courses. When I heard what my block was with the real estate was that it just the brick and mortar homes, the traditional homes, there's such a big undertaking. We're talking about big buildings. We're talking about big numbers, right? We're talking about all these things that just seem so big, and daunting. And I made little attempts, but I didn't get anywhere. And it was also, I allowed my little girl, the little fearful girl, to take charge. And so I would just go back in my circles. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have anybody. I'm by myself, right? We're not realizing that there's other ways. So now I did some Googling, and then I wound up researching, like boot to the ground. I went to mobile home parks, and I was just doing my own personal research. And then I called Erja. I said, hey, what do you think about this? So, Erja, when I made that phone call to you, what were your thoughts?
At that time, I had just completed another real estate course. I'm like, I gotta get back in there. And yeah, it's on my board right there. So it's concept of dabbling versus being committed. So it's like, I just dabbled again, in a real estate course. And so taking on something else with Kinyofu, I was a little bit questioning of myself and my motives. And I didn't want to do it. So the question to her was, are we doing this together? Is this, I personally do not want to do another course and not keep my word to myself to actually performing, all the actions. So if this is something that we're doing together, I'm interested. Because I know I work well with a group or teams, and being held accountable, and being very intentional and tough in that way, and having the ability to bounce ideas off of each other and not allow the other person to fail. And so doing something together, I was interested in. And after asking her a couple of times, she said yes, that we'd be doing it together.
Yeah, I hesitated because, first of all, I'm an only child, and I explained this to Erja, and she had an awakening about that for herself. But for me, it's like, I was taught that that I can't wait for someone to do something, and sometimes partners hold you back, and I wasn't sure if how that would work, because where we're the same, we're also very different. And we have bumped heads before. Didn't know how those bumping heads were going to work if we're in business. And I knew that I was going to do this either way. Not either way. Before asking her about it, I asked her with the intention of her being able to look at it for herself. I knew I was going to do it. It'd be great if you could do it also. And then we can kind of be like parallel moving together. And then the partnership piece, that was a thinking process for me. And then I got it. I was like, oh, partnership. Let me speak about that and Be the Tree. And
all the time.
So, right. And now I'm like, all right, great, partners. All right, great. She does have some talents and skills that I don't have. And I have some talents and skills that she doesn't have. And this could actually be good. So yeah, we're going to partner with power, as it is one of the workshops in Be the Tree. There we go, Be the Tree. Got to get up in there. All right, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, I was raised an only child. However, there were other siblings. But being raised an only child, I tend to have spent a lot of time by myself. So I already know how to do that. I already know how to have initiative and do things, on my own, or, be independent and that kind of thing. And so what was missing was the partnership. So we asked, like, what am I doing in this world? Like, what is the point, and this and that. And so you come up with answers along the way. And for the things that I want to do, it looks like I want, well, my question, I guess that's the way to put it, is I'm looking for somebody to play with. Like, how do you make, this purpose that I have more interesting? Well, it's to play with other people, and everyone has their own, thing that they add to the pot, and it just makes it more interesting and fun. And I am rather serious. However, I do like to have fun, and I like brainstorming and creating something and figuring out the puzzle and stuff like that. So it's definitely more fun doing it with someone else. And Kinyofu, tag, you're it.
Yeah, and Erja was there all the time. Like, we know each other for 15 years, and this circles that we both were feeling like we were going in, we were basically each other's answer, and never have we really sat down to talk about that. And so for you all who are like wondering, like their answer might just be in front of your face, but you're not going to see it until it's time, until you're ready, or until it's just go with it. So we want to help people have honor, to live in places they love, to build resilience, and to have them build resilience and financial legacy. Charmaine, when you're ready, you can set up that video. I created a slideshow for you all, and I put it in the form of a video, and my voice is behind it. So inside of my talking, I'm going to be asking you all some questions. I'm going to want you to type it into the chat. It's basically yes or no questions, or A and B questions, really simple. When you hear mobile homes, is this what you think about? This is not a mobile home. This is an RV, a recreational vehicle, otherwise known as a camper. The earliest mobile home in America looked like this. Very similar to a camper, but it was called a mobile home. As time went on in World War II, these were mobile homes, and these are mobile homes in a park. These were mobile homes that soldiers were put in, and while they were at war and after, to house them, since when they came back, there was a shortage of houses. But these homes were built very flimsily. They weren't meant to last long. So then these mobile homes were abandoned, and the parks started to become obsolete. We hear mobile homes, what do we think about? The good, the bad, and the ugly. We've heard so many stories. This is one that might come to your mind. When we hear mobile homes or mobile home parks, we're thinking, just type it in the chat, right? In my mind, I'm thinking it's not safe. I'm thinking it's not clean. And in some cases, this is true. But more and more, as we become more connected and appreciating mobile homes, the whole environment is looking different. Mobile homes are called mobile because they can move. Check out the wheels on this mobile home. Check out the truck that is pulling the home. When the home is sitting on land, that the wheels are taken off. So the home is either sitting flat on land or sitting on cinder blocks or something to hold it up. And then there's space underneath the home, and the space is covered with some aluminum metal piece that goes around it. Check out this home and the wheels, and it's being pulled by a truck. This is a double wide home. Needs some repairs. This is a mobile home on wheels. Notice the space underneath. Another mobile home with the wheels. I have a question for you. Is this a mobile home? Type it in the chat. What do you think? This is actually a mobile home. It's a double wide. Which one of these is a mobile home? Type it in the chat, A or B. A is on the left, B is on the right. If A is a mobile home, if you think it's a mobile home, type A. If you think B is a mobile home, type B. They're both mobile homes. The A is a triple wide.
Okay, that was it. You're on mute. Kinyofu. There's more?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what happened. My bad. Let me put it back up.
This is actually a mobile home. It's a double wide. Which one of these is a mobile? Is it both not? Of them? You guessed correctly. Okay. The A is a triple wide. B is a single wide. Which one of these porches is a porch of a mobile home? If you guessed both of them, you guessed correctly. These are images of what a single wide looks like, what a double wide looks like, and what a triple wide looks like. This is an image of a park. Parks. Each park is different. Each park has its own personality. Here's a couple of visions of some parks in Maryland. Note, some of them have sidewalks, some of them have curbs, some of them have lights. Some of them have signs. This is a video of me driving through a park. Notice that this is a different type of park, that people have some furniture and other things outside. I just went over a speed bump. Some parks have playgrounds. That has a little playground there. Other parks have large playgrounds. Some parks have pools in them. Some parks have community centers. I have a question for you. Is this a mobile home living room? Type it in the chat what you think, yes or no. The answer is yes. Are these mobile home rooms? A is a bedroom. B is, well, it's the same bedroom, but it has a fireplace in it. It's a mobile home room, as well as this living room and kitchen, as well as this bathroom. And this is part of the bathroom. The bathroom had a walk-in closet, and the closet had these shelves in it. And that there is not a hand sink. This is a jacuzzi. This double wide home, 3-bedroom, 2 baths, has jacuzzi. And here's another mobile home park. I'm showing you a picture of the marina because the mobile home park is off the marina. And this video shows you more. Okay. This is a mobile home. And this is another mobile home, and there's a bathroom inside that has been updated. There's two versions, two sides of the bathroom you're seeing here. This is two versions or two perspectives of the kitchen and living room. And this is keys to that house that I and Erja own and are in the process of selling right now. This is that home. And it lives in the park in Maryland. Questions? All right, so I saw some questions and comments come up and I'm gonna respond to them. This is, we put on our big girl panties and we did the thing. And it's an amazing thing. We had our breakthrough. We created this product and this service. They're called, so mobile home parks. First, let me go to the actual mobile home. A mobile home is made from a trailer. So the trailer trucks that you see on the road, that's where the mobile home's coming from. And there's a whole creation to it. It's created inside of a factory. There's intentional instruction as to how it is built. Very different than how it was built back in the day. So I heard that someone was like very curious about the foundation. There is, and I don't know all the details about how it was built, but there is this, it is sturdy. When you walk in it, you don't feel like you're in a mobile home, especially if it's a good mobile home. And there's homes that have been used and abused, and you can feel like, oh yeah, so maybe this is not a mobile home I'm going to spend $20,000 on. Maybe you'll be free, you know, because it's that sort of thing. It's insulated, so you're not going to be in there freezing your behind off. It has a furnace in it that you put the heat on and you could be warm. It has electricity. It has running water, and the water is attached to pipes. And so there's pipe structures that go through the ground. And it depends on where the mobile home parks are also. So there's regulations that have the mobile homes, the work in the park. The park, mobile homes can also live on land. So I could put a mobile home in my backyard, and not that I'm going to, but there's nobody to regulate how I set it up. So I could put it, and it could be on a shaky foundation, not so good. But in the park, it has to be on a flat foundation. On a park, it has to have the right plumbing and electricity and so on. And yes, Veronica says well and septic systems are dug. Tiny homes, I heard about the tiny homes. Tiny homes are also built in a factory like mobile homes. They are not made out of trailer material. So that's a little different. You might see a tiny home being pulled by a truck, just like you might see a mobile home being pulled by a truck. And the last thing I'll say is about the park. It is a community. When I see a park, I see a community. And it's no different than any community in the neighborhoods that we live in. It's what's the word? Homogeneous? Somebody knows that word. Homogenic, right.
Oh.
It's people that have something in common in one way or another. Homogeneous, thank you. Mm-hmm. They have something in common. And it it's not always a race thing or a class thing. It's just that they're in this community, they're sharing something together, they're living together. There's some other questions that I have to that I can answer, but I see 2 hands up.
Kinyofu, can you acknowledge the time? It's 8:31.
Oh gosh. Thank
Ask
you.
for more time, please.
You can ask.
Don't know your pattern of such a request, so continue.
Okay, you actually are asking for time. We're not even asking for time. So community, if you need to leave, I do understand. I do hope that you can stick around. We will be finished, I think, in 15 minutes. I'm saying that. Well, I think because I see hands up, questions are going to be answered and asked. So I'm going to say 15 minutes. Is that Sahul speed?
Yes.
Hey.
Great day. So great day, ladies. Hey, Erja, good to see you, lovey. Okay. So my question is, I really love this, but my question is, what are the stats on, because I love tiny homes. I love portable living. I love community. And just in terms of what's happening with the world, also people of color and the BIPOC community, just like, what's the stats in terms of people actually investing in mobile homes, the people transitioning down south and up south out of the country and all? Do you know of any stats on people just investing in mobile homes? And like, is there an upsurge, or is this an area that people kind of don't think of? So it's a perfect niche to be in. Like, tell me something about that, because I'm interested in just understanding that where that's at, and also you know, the tornadoes, all that kind of stuff. But if you can fit all 3 of those things in, that would be great. I'm complete.
Yes. Okay. I don't know, Erja, do you want to speak on that?
I don't think we have stats per se. We did take this as an opportunity. There are it is a niche market that a lot of people are not aware of or participating in. So there's a lot of opportunity, and what we're creating is endless in a way, because we've created a program that just, you know, helps people. People will always need places to live. We're offering people an opportunity to just jump into the next part, an opportunity to own their own home where they wouldn't have, you know, the wherewithal to do so. They wouldn't be able to go to a bank, and so we're basically, you know, being the bank, the lender, and supporting people in being able to, you know, acquire something, because the person who's just paying rent is like an endless austerity, you know, that never ends. So if you have your own home, we're giving them an opportunity in a short amount of time to, you know, pay it off, and then it's theirs. So it is a niche market. There's a lot for us to learn, and we are, you know, in the realm of manifesting, just, you know, going with our gut. And this is what we're doing for now. And the numbers are smaller.
What state has the most mobile homes?
Okay, so
oh, sorry, I'm
jump
really in
in.
the conversation. I'm gonna go off. Thank you so much.
No, these are great questions, and I'm going to jump in, and that information is available. MH Village is mhvillage.com is a great source for that, and I know that in Maryland there are over 200 mobile home parks. I think 222 is the number that they have on there. Now, each park has at least 50 homes at the very least.
Nice.
When I identified 3 mobile home parks to go to, on my way there, I passed 2 of them. Like that one day, I passed 2 of them that weren't even in Google Maps. And then
beautiful.
looking at another park. Yeah, so that's what happens. There's parks in Virginia, and there's parks in upstate New York. There's parks in New Jersey. Okay.
Yes. Love it.
And so there are some of the stats that I did pull up from Google. The average annual income of a public housing, well, this is mobile home resident, is $14,000. An estimated 20 million Americans live in mobile homes, and 6.4% of the United States housing sector They make up 6.4% of the US housing sector, and that's 8.5 million of them. So it's extensive. And we learned, the couple that I spoke to you about, that I said that I saw on YouTube, they're a Black couple. And the YouTube was dated maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Then it was their aspiration to own a mobile home park. Now they're speaking about having multiple mobile home parks. I think they're in Chicago. And there are other, and so in their group are BIPOC people. They have a Facebook group. All right. So yes, it is growing in general and is growing specific to people of color. This is a niche time. And if you know what to look for, you can find.
Thank you so much.
Kinyofu, I added a picture to our slides. I don't know if you're able to show it to anyone, but it shows the map of all the states and how many parks are in the states.
You can show it, because I'm not on that slide. I closed it. I don't want to open it. You have it. So a mobile home park, so Ashley's asking, how do you identify a mobile home park? Is it a sign outside? Like, how do they get your home into a mobile home park, or do you rent the land? Okay, yeah, so you could be passing mobile home parks and not know it. But if you know what to look for, then you'll see it. You might have passed it and didn't know what you were looking for. Some mobile home parks will have flags on the outside. They'll say welcome, or it'll say the name of the community. You might pass it and think, oh, this is just another neighborhood, And so it's a road, you will turn into the road, and then you will see these homes. And sometimes you can say, oh yeah, that's a trailer home, a trailer park. Sometimes it's as clear as day. And other times it's like, oh, I don't know, what really? Oh, this is kind of nice. And let me see, there were some other questions. That sign, yeah, they're in a park, you have to rent space in the park. So you can purchase your home and then rent space and pay rent every month for that. Some parks you can move, they'll let you move the home. Let's say you found a home in another park, you don't want to be in that park. You can move that home to another park, but that park has to accept both parks. The one park needs to say, okay, yes, you can move it. They could say no. And another park could say, yes, you can bring it. And they could also say no. And again, if you have land, you can also put it on your land and don't have to pay land rent. One last thing I'll say, if your home is on land, it's on your land, it's considered real property. If it's on a park land and therefore not connected to the land, it's a motor vehicle. So the transaction is not the deeds in the municipal building. You go to Department of Motor Vehicles to handle your business.
Yeah, to get a title.
Right.
Can you see the image on the screen?
Yes.
So can you say that, so it becomes a mobile park, mobile home, if it's not on your land, if it's at a park, then it's a mobile park. Can you just say it again for me so I can write it down maybe?
No,
okay.
Can I say something, Kinyofu?
Yes.
This is Veronica. I have 21 acres of land in Virginia, and I'm currently shopping for a mobile home. Okay?
All right. Mm-hmm.
So now, if you purchase a mobile home, it is considered a vehicle. So you're paying automobile insurance for that home. On the other hand, if you purchase a modular home, it is considered a structure, even though they're both made in factories. But the mobile home can be moved, and it has different construction qualities. Whereas the modular, which also is a factory built home, comes in and you're insuring it as a house. The difference is this mobile home that I'm looking at has 4 bedrooms, and I'm still going to be paying insurance as if I were buying a car. Okay? And the difference is that it has wheels under it. The modular comes in, it has no wheels. They're placed on a concrete foundation. Now I could tell them I want my mobile home put on a concrete foundation on my property, but it's still going to be considered a mobile home because those wheels are embedded in the structure. Yes, it's going to be anchored, and yes, I'm going to put a concrete skirt around it, and it's going to look permanent. But if I foreclose on this structure, they could roll it away.
It's considered personal property.
It's considered personal property, but I'm paying automobile tax insurance for this 4-bedroom. This actually has 4 bedrooms. Now, this particular one that I'm looking at, it has maybe about 6 rooms, a big, huge kitchen, a family room. And the reason that I decided to look at a mobile home as opposed to a stick-built home or a modular home, which is also factory built, is that this is the least expensive of them. So this 4-bedroom home is going to start at $145,000. I have to get well and septic dug in. And before I could get a well and septic, I had to get the Department of Health in Virginia to come in and see if the ground was suitable, if it had a runoff, in order to be able to put the septic system in and to dig a well. It's really a good investment. And I'm listening to you and I'm saying, oh, wow, I could put 2 homes and rent one and pay for the 2. I could put a small one down and put my big home if I choose to live with somebody, right? Mm-hmm. But it's a great investment. The last one that I went into, before years ago, the houses that you showed, they had this little thing that joined the walls together, right? Now it's regular sheetrock. So you walk into it and it looks like you're in a regular house with regular plumbing, heating, air conditioning. Everything is really, really modern and up to date. You could put in hardwood floors in your house if you choose to. You can put in a marble bathroom if you choose to. It's a great idea. And Kinyofu and Erja, I never thought about the fact that I could take my 21 acres and create a community. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. I never thought about that until you all started talking about, because I believe that the earth is changing, and I believe that we're not supposed to be in the cities. And this is going to be a means for us to, if we have land or if we could purchase land, to get away from our coastal cities. We are living on an island if we live in Brooklyn, Queens, or Long Island. We have to take a bridge or a tunnel to get out of this area. That means if it goes underwater, we need to have a boat in our backyard. And this is not something to laugh about. This is great. This some serious business. And I believe that you all are talking about this because this is part of our transition out of coastal cities. I don't want to keep going on about this, but y'all, this is a means. We don't have to have $500,000 to have a 5-bedroom house with a family room and a fireplace.
Veronica, I think so. You, Kinyofu, Erja,
Thank you.
Charmaine, let's have part two. Come on. That's
Thank
good.
you. Sorry,
Beautiful.
I'm sorry I talk so much. Bye.
No, thank you, Veronica. Like this is great because the purpose of one of the purposes of this workshop was to open people's minds. We have been closed to thinking that, you know, a home has to look one way, a community needs to look one way, and there's the stereotype and the stigma that's been attached to the mobile homes, and we live in that stereotype. However, if you step outside the box, and you can see that there's a whole magical world inside of a mobile home park and inside of a mobile home that you didn't know before. So this is also our opportunity to see what we can create for ourselves. So many people cannot afford homes. These brick and mortar homes, these stick homes in New York are going for $1 million. Who has the money to buy a home, right? DC also, very, very expensive homes. If you don't have the funds, you can get yourself a starter home, you know, so you build yourself up to a brick and mortar, if that's what you want. There was a question I want to clarify for Ashley, and I wasn't clear. If you want to live in a mobile home, you have some options. The most popular option is to find a park. You find the park, they might have a home available. If they do, maybe the park sells the home. Most likely it's the owner that sells the home. The park will put you in touch with the owner. The owner will say, yes, I have this home for sale. You look at the home, you like the home. You have the money, you'll go into a verbal agreement. You have to apply at the park. The park has to approve you. Your credit has to be a certain thing. And you have no criminal background. There's a whole background check situation. Different parks have different protocols, right? So some parks will take a lower credit score. Some parks want you to have a super perfect credit score. And then you complete the transaction if you are approved. Some parks will rent out the home. They own the home and they'll rent it out. So now you can go into the home and you pay the park rent just for the home every month, as well as the land that it lives on. If you purchase the home, you can purchase it outright and you are paying the land rent to the park, but you paid for the house altogether. The program that Erja and I are creating is where you might not have all the money to purchase outright. If you do, that's great. But if you don't, we'll work with you so that you are renting to own. Erja, I feel you want to say something.
I'm aiming to share because I know we're crunched for time. If you can see my screen, so further explaining the program, as Kinyofu just stated. So we basically came up with, oh, I can't click on it. Okay. We basically came up with.
Can you make that, sorry, Erja, can you make that 150 or something? It's a little small.
So basically this is our, kind of flow chart. Let's see. That is there. Yeah, that might be too big. So basically we just plug in the numbers based on a person's need. We have added mobile homes to our portfolio. And so it's an opportunity for us to help people and make money at the same time. And so let's say a home costs $20,000 and a person puts in a down payment of $10,000. All these numbers here in the pink you can change, and then the formulas populate down at the bottom. And so now we'd be offering a loan amount of $10,000, and where our fee is 14% interest. And so the lot rent, because you're on someone else's land if you're in the park, mobile home park, it's this particular scenario, it's $551 a month. And so we come up with this down here on line 13. And so it just shows exactly how much a person would be paying a month. And that total is to the right, 1501. So 1501 is what a person would be paying on a monthly basis. And 833 is what of their payment goes towards the house. And so they will, that will accumulate over, let's say the scenario is for 1 year. And so you see the lot rent there. And so they would be basically paying us $950 and $833 of that would be going towards the home. And so we get to see it tallied up right here. It amounts to $10,000. And right here is the amount of interest that we have made off of it. In addition to, you know, let's say we're not getting the house for $20,000. Let's say we're fortunate, we get the house for $10,000 and we're charging somebody else $20,000 and we just made $10,000 plus the amount of interest. And so these scenarios, we just navigate them, you know, to the person's needs. And it's a lot of fun. And so if a person, you know, can only pay $1,000 a month, then, you know, we just try to figure out one, if it's viable and it makes sense for us. And they may need more time. This is for 1 year. So we change this, last example here. We change this to 24 months, then everything else should populate. Why isn't it changing?
When I
there we
doing
go.
something, yeah, it's a little slower when you are sharing screen.
Okay, so it went from $1,500 a month to $1,026 a month because now this person is in a 2-year term. And so each month we'd be getting $475, $551 goes to the lot, you know, the park, and then $416 goes towards that person's, you know, purchase price of the home. So it's a lot that you can play with and, you know, help people with different scenarios. So that's something that we have come up with.
Yeah,
Okay, that's shared.
there are so many people looking for homes. We put an ad in Facebook and I have over 150 people responding, and they're still responding. The ad's been up 3 to 4 weeks. So when we speak to them, I've heard so many stories. People are in very interesting places. They want to move. They have good hearts, you know, but they're caught in this renter's loop, you know, where you keep renting, you keep renting, you keep renting. You don't make enough money to save, and you're just there. And in a conversation with one potential buyer who's waiting for the home to be cleared, he fell on hard times and didn't have the savings, but he makes the cash because he works a good job. So we worked the numbers for him. At first he was like, oh, I can't do that. But when we worked the numbers for him, he was able to do that. And we also had a conversation with a couple who are in a similar situation. And you know, so it's just amazing and magical that we could provide the service to people who wouldn't see another way. So yeah, we offer alternative home ownership, and we also are inspiring investors to join us in this plan that we happened upon just because we know each other and kept striving. Erja, is there something else you want to add? Because this might be the time for us to close out. It is 8:54.
Yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up. We are certainly looking for other people to come out and play with us. We're looking for, you know, for dollars, seed injection. What's the term? So we're looking for investors. We're, you know, willing to share what we've learned so far with anybody else that's interested. You want to know more? Our contact information is in the chat, and I think there's you know, a link. I think there's a link where you can get more information as well.
Yeah, I'm actually going to drop that in the chat because that never made it to the slides. So we have a link tree. I'm going to give you the link tree right here. I'm typing it in right now. It is link tree. Okay. Let me write it first. Oh yeah, linktr.ee/He Home Solutions. And if you go there, you can see a video of the home that we have for sale that we're hoping the couple gets. They need to, you know, put on their big girl panties in order to make it happen for themselves. and we have information on our program. Thank you, Chantel.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so this is me. You'll know how to reach me, Kinyofu, and this is my telephone number. And, oh, Z says, what does he stand for? Go ahead, Erja.
Oh, he is an acronym for Harmonious Environment for Everyone. That is initially based on my consulting practice for home organizing, and then it's spilled over into the shop, the thrift store, He Space Thrift Shop. So it all makes sense. And now we're at He Home Solutions. So everywhere I go, there's a harmonious environment happening.
Yes, so you can go ahead. So I'll let you read your contact information and then I'll come back to mine.
Oh, all right, so here's a number. Great, you can text this number here, the 831-200-3752. You can follow me on Instagram at HeSpaceErja. And we don't have a website, but we do have the Linktree information for you guys. And yeah, you can also go to www.hespace.com if you'd like to learn more about home organizing or the thrift shop and estate clearing and different things like that.
Yes. And so back to me, because I really saw Z's question and I didn't want to forget that, so I jumped there. My telephone number, I'm on Facebook, Kinyofu, and Teaching for Resilience, and our Facebook page is He Home Solutions. The link is going to get you there. Maybe not how I spelled it, but the link will definitely will. Instagram is Kinyofu, and okay, and my email is kinyofu@gmail.com, and my website is choosetoevolve.com. So our special offer, no, we're not, we did that already. Love offerings. Okay, so we just poured our hearts out to you today, and it's been a joy and a pleasure to be able to do so. This that we discovered, and realizing that we could work with so many families out there who don't have anybody. Like everybody that I've spoken to is like so grateful. The one that we called, right? So one person even says, wow, I filled out the form. I didn't think anybody was going to call me. So people fill out the form and then we call them and then we have a conversation with them. We find out, who they are, what their circumstance is, and they share with us and we listen, and we don't turn them, we don't hear when they say, oh, I don't know what my credit score is, or my credit score is bad, or if they say we got, probably low 500, you don't say, okay, sorry, you don't qualify, and hang up the phone. We still talk with them and they appreciate that. So with that said, you're supporting us to help us support so many people. You have no idea. And I thank you for listening, for having your ears open and your hearts open. You can go to Zelle and Quick Pay at SOW Leadership Development at gmail.com. You can go to Cash App. The handle is $Spirit of a Woman. And there's a link that is dropped in the chat. Our code is 508 KMEH. 508 KMEH.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you so much, Kinyofu. You have one more coming up. Coming up for tomorrow. First, I want to say thank you to both you and Erja for bringing such needed information, because I could see where the country is going, and I can see that mobile homes is going to be one of the options that we're going to probably have to gravitate towards if we want to build that foundation. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Please come and join us tomorrow. Tomorrow, join us on Wednesday, January 26, 2022, for an amazing session, Your Body as Home and Friend. So not are we just talking about mobile homes, now we're talking about our body as home and friend. And that's going to be facilitated by Nicholas Quasi-Hurd. And then come back and join us on Thursday, where we will have the fabulous Marty Marvelous Malivas, who's going to talk to us a bit about where your mouth is, the art of doing, part 1. Kinyofu?
Yes, so Aftershock, y'all, 10 o'clock. Yes, at 10 o'clock, I'm going to go see Aftershock. This is a viewing that was created, the film that was created around the maternal loss of women during birth or after birth. And this is Black and brown women. And Shawnee, Wake Up Everybody was inspired by Shawnee because of a message she received from her daughter who passed away a couple of months after giving birth. This Aftershock is a look at Shawnee's daughter and another woman, as well as other women who have been done a disjustice to inside of the medical world, just because of the color of their skin, not receiving information that they needed, being ignored, and being shunned in one way or another. So if you have the time, go to aftershockdocumentary.com. You can sign up for the screening at 10 o'clock and support the process, support the movement, and learn something that you can take with you and share with others.
Thank you, Coach Kinyofu. All right, so I would like to welcome our new members to the Wake Up Everybody family. Whether you're on Facebook or you're here in the Zoom land, please drop it in the chat. Let us know that you are here so we can give you all that Wake Up Everybody love that only us at Wake Up Everybody can do. Again, we have our Aftershock, our Sundance Film Festival, like Coach Kinyofu said, it's going to be viewed today. And myself, I'm going to go up and look at it. I won't be able to see it at 10 o'clock, but I'm going to be able to look at it because we know that it's up there for 24 hours. So purchase your tickets. It's $20. Purchase your tickets and watch it within the 24 hours in the leisure of your time. All right, so a little bit about Wake Up Everybody and our schedule. So we have Zoom live workshops, which are hosted on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursdays at 7 a.m. at 8:30 a.m. And then again on Monday and Wednesday, we'll be coming for a half-hour juicy little get-her-upper, quick fix-ups at 7 o'clock to 7:30. We do run over sometimes, but it just be that juicy that we just have to get all the gems that Spirit has for us. It can be viewed in Zoom live workshops, and then we stream live on Facebook. And on mornings, if you're not getting your alerts, please let us know. You can text Wake Up Nation to 74121, and you will get your early morning text message reminders. All right, our woo swag. I should have put mine on, but hey, we got our woo swag. Please visit us at the store. Visit us online at bit.ly.woo swag, where you can get your water bottle. We need to be hydrating our bodies more so than before. We have our lovely cups, our mugs. You can drink our coffee. You can gift it to somebody's birthday, whatever it is coming up. We have our beautiful bags, our notebooks that you can take and write down these beautiful notes or gems that we get on Wake Up Everybody. You have your sweater that we can wear right now, and you have your tote bag where you can put all this in. And then we have our beautiful little casing for our laptop. So I want to say thank you. And this is how you stay in touch. Please register at the bit.ly Wake Up Everybody, Wake Up Movement. When you register, you'll get your email sent out to you, letting you know what's coming up for the week, what to look forward to. We have our Facebook page, which is bit.ly Wake Up Community, which is a private page. And we also have a public page, which is bit.ly Woo Nation. We're also on Instagram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual. And we're on YouTube, bit.ly Wake Up Everybody on YouTube. And our email address, which is info wakeupseries@gmail.com. Any questions, any suggestions, you can send them there. All right, so at this time, I would like to say thank you to our facilitators. What an amazing session. And I'm going to ask community to come off mute. First, thank you so much for sticking in there with us and hanging in. Y'all know we do it woo, but please shower, 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 shower.
Thank you, Kinyofu. Thank you, Erja, for this great exercise and discussion on investment property and whatnot. I really, really enjoy it.
Thank you. This was wonderful. This was very informative. Peace and blessings, everyone. Have a great week.
Thank y'all, ladies. This was a great
Thank you.
session.
Love you, love you, love you.
Let's bring out the love in us.
You.
Love y'all.
Process, something new to think about.
And as I always say, let's move forward, everybody.
Ashe.
Okay.
All right. Thank you both so much.
Great session.